without pain medications?
I was on huge doses of one pain medication called Lyrica. I was taking 800 milligrams of that 4 times a day. You're not supposed to do that. I can't even remember. I was on narcotics and all kinds of other. I was on lidocaine. I was on nerve stim. Lots of different things like that.
You're having also lung problems, asthma, and you had to sleep with this machine, right? CPAP. So you were very short of breath and had lung conditions. Continuously, you were having like pneumonias, and you were hospitalized several times.
Well, pneumonia and bronchitis were a great part of my life, especially after I got asthma. The problem with asthma is I can be fine sitting at a restaurant, talking with friends, having a great time, start laughing about something, and the next thing we know, I'm in an ambulance on the way to the hospital. I spent 3 months there on breathing machines. I crocheted 3 full dresses, one for an adult and for 2 children, while I was in the hospital on BiPAP. They tried to get me off of it. I couldn't breathe, and my lungs would start collapsing, and I would just cough.
So that was one of the very serious conditions that you had, lung condition. But it wasn't just that. You're having, I think, every organ of your body was failing. There was not one organ that was functioning well. It was giving skin, rashes, things like that. So tell me about, you also were suffering from a stage 3 kidney disease.
Well, that started out with a motorcycle accident. I mean, everybody my age should be riding a motorcycle, right? Parties are fabulous. Do not let somebody run over you in the hospital parking lot just because you're the nursing supervisor that night does not mean they can't try to murder you. Forgive my sense of humor. But after that, I had a huge clot. I had a pulmonary emboli. I had a stroke. I went into kidney failure. I went into liver failure, and the doctors ended up eventually giving me 3 months to live. So I'm going around saying my goodbyes without telling anybody I'm saying goodbyes. I'm at a friend's house. She's also a nurse. I was making some costumes and seamstress also for kids, and I couldn't see. So we went to the emergency room because I just got hard chest, literally couldn't see. Got there, they did lab work, the doctor comes in and he goes, well, everything's looking pretty good. He says, you don't have diabetes, do you? I said, oh, absolutely not. I was in the hospital 2 weeks ago with pneumonia, my labs were fine. He goes, okay. He comes back in a little bit later, he goes, your blood sugars are a little high. The next question you ask is, what do you consider high? 898. I go, oh, well, now I feel sick. And he goes, yeah, we're putting you in ICU, which then I spent 2 weeks in ICU. And about 6-8 months later, I was having trouble. I was on insulin, and my blood sugars didn't seem to be going less than 260, 280. So I kept taking insulin. I had a friend who was driving me to my doctor's appointment. I go, great. I go, well, I'm going to take some more insulin because my blood sugar just won't go down. And she goes, wait, don't do it now. Wait till we get into town. Take it again when we get to the church. I go, okay. Don't want to do that, but whatever. So I did. Got to the church, took another whole bunch of insulin. We drove into San Antonio. I'm from Texas. It was about an hour ride into San Antonio. Got to the military hospital. The guards at the gate, I passed out. They had to tell her how to get to the emergency room. When I came to, all of my clothes were cut off. Very uncomfortable feeling. And the doctor told me, your blood sugar was undetectable. Another 10 minutes, and there would have been nothing we could have done for you. And I'm going, that 10 minutes was the time from my house to the church. My friend didn't just come up with that somebody told her. You know, it was God speaks to us in different ways, but that thing of don't take it now. It doesn't feel right. You need to wait. Saved my life that time. The other times it was humans and people walking into your hospital room to take your vital signs, and the comfortable or uncomfortable scenario was you had none. Wasn't breathing, didn't have any heart rate. My husband's walking down the hall and they're calling me Code Blue. And he goes, man, I wonder who that Code Blue is. And then it dawns on him, the Code Blue is his wife. So that was.
And you're alive. That's amazing.
Amen.
4 times the most time you see alive. But God has a special plan for you, right?
I keep hearing that.
Yes. And you know, we go to that when you start recording. So tell me about the digestive symptoms, because you had a stage 4 liver disease, you have nausea, bloating, pain, food sensitivities. So it was hard for you to eat. Did you know what to eat?
The foods that I could eat were less than those that I couldn't eat. I was down at one time to 3 foods I could tolerate without either ending up in the ER being so bloated, or just plain out throwing up. They had me on steroids, trying to get inflammation down. I had I'd fallen off a horse and had a brain injury, and I was on steroid treatment off and on for almost 8 years. So it was all of those went in with it, but when your body doesn't tolerate fructose, and all food basically has some amount of fructose. And with fructose, it isn't a matter of, okay, well, if you eat it now and too much of it, you're going to be sick. No, it may have been that I ate a little bit 10 days ago, and the amount that I had today was enough that now I'm sick, so I have no idea what was the precipitating factor as I was trying to figure out, because fructose intolerance was something new, and the doctor said, don't call it intolerance, nobody understands it, call it an allergy, then they know you can't have it. So it was things, when you try to eat walnuts, who would think walnuts has fructose? Oh yeah, ended up in the ER, very nice visit, but the pain associated with just having some walnuts was unbelievable. And my poor husband, one of the things we used to like to do, it was fun. We would like to go out to eat. Imagine that. Going out to eat was fun. After that, going out to eat was no fun. Eating was no fun. My husband comes in and goes, what would you like for supper? I said, something I can tolerate and it won't make me sick. And he goes, do you know of anything? No. So go away. Bring me some water. I'm fine. Give me some lime juice. I can't even eat lemon juice. Drink lemon juice anymore. Lime, I can tolerate. I can tolerate black olives.
So, how about your energy?
Yeah, there wasn't any.
So, your husband had to cook for you?
My
Your
husband
daughters?
still cooks for me. My daughters, my husband. During that time, I was spending an awful lot of time in bed for one reason or another. I had broken a foot and spent 7 months on bed rest because it wouldn't heal. They put a screw in it. It wouldn't heal. I couldn't walk out. They had no weight bearing. Absolutely none whatsoever for over a year. My family, I live on a small ranch. We call it a ranchette or a homestead. We have 30 goats. We've got about that many chickens. We've got livestock guarding dog. We've got horses. We've got, the normal kind of farm ranch, small, raised garden. I was raised a Seventh-day Adventist. I am a 3rd generation Seventh-day Adventist. My grandmother was a Seventh-day Adventist RN who believed in the health message, who worked at Kellogg's Sanitarium during the flu epidemic. She went from Iowa there to help out.
And you were vegetarian all your life.
I'm a vegetarian all my life,
And you're very sick.
very sick. We didn't eat sugar. You know, sugar's the bad thing, you don't eat sugar? No. We did have honey because we raised our own bees. We didn't eat anything processed. We made everything from scratch. It did not fix my problem.
So then you're very sick almost all your life, and you know, God led you to do the food that we're talking about here. You know, Dr. Bill was talking about fiber diets. So we call it the missionary diet that we try to promote to people that are sick. So you did, because the missionary diet is anti-inflammatory, it's plant-based, it's fiber, it's non-processed, 100% non-processed. Also, it is, you know, it has to be balanced, and it is balanced. But in your case, we had to do more adjustments than even that, right? But the basics, we're following the missionary diet.
Following the basics, but when some of the things, the great things for you are things like onions. The great things for you are like an onion broth, and you can't do those without getting really sick. It took a lot of finessing and working with Mercy and figuring out, what can I do? How do I get from where I am? I had a friend that introduced me to Mercy. I wasn't thrilled about it, to be honest, because I was not expecting to continue to live, and I was tired of fighting. I had wanted to get well, to spend time with my grandkids, to play, to enjoy my horses, to enjoy life. I kind of like life, obviously. But it wasn't. Life was no longer fun, it wasn't enjoyable, I didn't have enough energy to even go out and play with my grandkids. They would want, Grandma, let's go to the park. Okay, Grandma's gonna drive to the park and sit in the car with the door open so she can watch you, because getting out and walking the 30 feet is just more than she could do. That sucks. When you're a person who's raced cars, been a car, just lived life to the hilt in as many ways as you could, to not be able to play with your grandkids, that sucked. And it became where I just wasn't interested really in living anymore, and my friend just goes, oh, you've got gut problems. Don't even talk to me. I don't want to know what you think is wrong with me. She goes, well, this years restored. You need to look at that. You need to try that. You need to do it. My response was, and you need to leave me alone. I didn't necessarily say that out loud because, you know, she was a friend. I did say some things. But she pushed. She pushed enough that she pushed me to call Mercy. Actually, I think she had Mercy call me because I wasn't calling. And then I took the missionary class. The thing about the missionary class for me was it wasn't only healing to my body, it was healing mentally and spiritually. Those morning devotions, wow. That's all I can say, is they were wow. I came from an abusive family. I left home when I was 13. Try that sometime, it's lots of fun.
So you were very depressed, anxious, all the mental problems caused by abusive family, and throughout your life you couldn't heal. But then it seems that after you joined missionary, you know, it was all spiritual, physical, spiritual, mental. Then you came alive.
The fastness that it happened was a shock. More of a shock to me than probably anything else. I had done labs about a week prior, because every 3 months the doctor did labs. Oh, your liver's now, enzymes are now 300 over what they should be. It's like, okay, well, you know, I can only expect them to get worse because you keep telling me they're not going to get better. They did once, but probably not going to happen. And eating the diet, within 3 months, my kidneys were functioning normal. My liver was 10 points over normal. My doctor's going, that's normal. We're going to consider that 100% normal. My blood sugars that had ranged anywhere from undetectable to almost 1,000 were back to no diabetic medications and being normal.
How about your kidneys?
My kidneys are fine.
How about your lungs? Your CPAP machine?
I don't use the CPAP machine anymore. My doctor looks at me and goes, if you're tired, maybe you should. I'm fine. I'm chasing my dogs and my cats and breaking my leg because I'm chasing the crickets, so I think I'm doing fine. I get along pretty good. You guys have, I get enough energy for most of it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. My grandkids have enjoyed playing with grandma again, making clothes, picking out fabric, having grandma design a dress for them, doing different things like that. Our lives are meant to be lived, and we can't live them sick. Going to church, when going to church hurts, and it's easier to stay in bed, we're not witnessing to anybody. No matter how much we want to, no matter how many cooking classes I've held, and how many seminars I've had on eating healthy, because, man, I grew up with that stuff. It didn't fix my problem. What did fix it was spiritual healing and eating in a different way. The difference between soaking and sprouting and just eating something organic or something you've grown is amazing. And I have been told, I can't say if I had been told, I would have believed it. I was told. And did I believe it? Absolutely not. I did not see any way of getting better. I didn't see any way of living life anymore. And I was tired of fighting. But that changed. When it changes in 3 months, this wasn't 6 years. And she said my weight was 192. Yeah.
It was more like 200.
No, it was like 260. I was wearing a size 22, 24 dress, and the heaviness of that is not comfortable either. That doesn't help. But there was no diet I knew that would work, and there were diets I knew that weren't healthy, and so it didn't matter if they would have worked. So this for me was not just a life changer, it was a life saver. I truly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, had my friend not pushed, had Mercy not been patient, had I not taken that missionary class, because I truly believe we are supposed to be missionaries, I would not be here. Not just because I would have flown from Texas, but I would have been alive on this earth to be here.
Amen.
And that makes a difference. Do I love Mercy? Absolutely. Do I love the missionary? Absolutely. Do I like this food? I haven't found any that I didn't really like. I've even been able to drink onion soup. The only time that I was glad about being allergic to something was when they told me you can't eat onions anymore. And I'm going, good, now I've got an excuse other than the fact I don't like them. Now I can. And I can eat berries. I can occasionally eat a little bit of an apple or a melon, organic, and not much, with no reaction, none whatsoever.
Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to have a hymn, and then we're going to continue with our program. Thank you so much. And we also want to take a moment right now. Anybody has taken the missionary course? Lift up your hands. Okay.
Yeah, missionary.
Few people. So we want to encourage you. It is anti-inflammatory diet that Sher is saying, and the protocol that goes with that, and also natural remedies. We teach you how to do an evaluation, and we are live. On Sundays, we're live. 6 Sundays, we are live answering your questions. So we really want to encourage you to do it. Be part of the community. You will learn to help other people, not just recover yourself. So if you need any help signing up, you know the great thing is that the course is coming next Sunday. We're going to start this Sunday, right? Is it 14? When is it 14? Yeah, not this Sunday, the next Sunday. November 14th, we're going to start a course. And I'm just going to say, we have the best teachers. We have a pediatrician, we have Dr. Reyes, cardiologist, we have Dr. Ari, I think she was here. She's an internal medicine doctor. Here and there, Dr. B comes to the classes. And so, you know, Dr. Joyce is another teacher. So we have the best teachers there. So we want to encourage you to sign up. And if you need help, Davey, our tech director, is here. So lift up your hands, Davey. So he will help you to sign up. So don't miss the opportunity. And we're going to continue with Brown. We're going to do a song. What song, brother?